Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. Filip Hrgovic stops DEMSEY McKEAN in the final round of their 12-rounder. Look, I wasn't impressed with Hrgovic at all. He got the stoppage eventually, but there was so much that was exasperating, really, to start with. I mean, look, he's in against a southpaw, and the last time he fought a southpaw was, of course, Zhilei Zhang, and we know how that went. Didn't go well. Some people thought Zhang won. It was a close decision win for Hrgovic, but he blamed it on, bereavement and injury and so on. No excuses this time, all right? No excuses at all. He's so much more naturally talented than DEMSEY McKEAN, and yet McKEAN wanted it more, and Hrgovic fell asleep for almost entire rounds. He allowed McKEAN to come back into the fight when he never should have done. The ending was a huge sort of around the corner right that landed on McKEAN. I sort of landed on McKEAN near the temple, which took his legs away, and then Hrgovic followed it up with a couple of chopping, I think, were they right hands or left hands? But he pushed McKEAN to the ropes, and McKEAN, the referee actually, Marcus McDonald, was going to give him a standing 8 because the ropes kept him up, but he was so rubber-legged, McKEAN, that in the end, and he had his back to, he sort of staggered away with his back to McDonald, and McDonald waved it off, and McKEAN was protesting because he'd given everything. He fought his heart out, and in fact his stock is raised as far as I'm concerned, even though he got beaten. And that's how it ended. I think it was about a minute into the round, but look, first round, McKEAN's a southpaw, Hrgovic is orthodox. McKEAN comes out, and he's busy and he's fresh, so Hrgovic ain't doing much. There's nothing really landing. I gave that round to McKEAN, but Hrgovic, you thought, okay, he's having a look at him, fair enough. Second round, yeah, Hrgovic is getting closer, and in fact, I think it was towards the end of the second round, he seemed to really hurt McKEAN. He got up close, and it was clear how much physically stronger he was than McKEAN. Up close, he's landing some decent punches. It all got a bit wrestly, but you thought, okay, well, he's got close quite quickly. Third round, more of the same. It's quite a big round. He actually hurt McKEAN towards the end of the round. But then Hrgovic, he kind of, over the next few rounds, he went to sleep. And this is the way it was. He was just... I mean, the guy's an Olympic bronze medalist. What was he, a European gold champ? And McKEAN, I don't think had any amateur fights. I think he's got a kickboxing background or MMA or something like that. And the guy, clearly Hrgovic has so many more tools to use. He just doesn't use them. He fell asleep. He looked lethargic. He looked indifferent. He was kind of gassed. Looking like he was looking for his second wind after about 5, 6, 7 rounds. In the middle round of a 12-rounder, he shouldn't be gassed. And McKEAN actually picked up he kind of picked up on this. He thought, this guy's tired. And it started to pep him up a bit. And there were rounds I was giving to McKEAN, not because he was necessarily the better fighter or more talented, but because he was doing more. He was winning the fight, and after 8 rounds I had it 4 each. And very disappointing stuff from Hrgovic. He was, Hrgovic has always been the type of guy who likes to land. He likes to look for the right punches, land them, and then sort of set traps, counter punch. Doesn't like to waste anything. Fair enough. But sometimes you've just got to impose yourself. And he wasn't doing that. He just wasn't doing it at all. When he'd get up close, like I said earlier, he was stronger than McKEAN, physically close. McKEAN was doing well, with his feet, trying to control the range. At times he got Hrgovic on the ropes. He actually trapped Hrgovic in a corner, in maybe the 9th, 10th, I don't know what it was. And he was letting his hands go. And yeah, not all the punches were landing. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't like Hrgovic was being stung, or he don't think he was hurt at all in any round, at any point of the fight. But they're scoring punches, and not all of them, but some of them are scoring punches. And you just got the impression this guy really wants it. He really fancies it. I think it was Andy Lee and was it? I don't know. I think it was Andy Lee who said, he's beginning to fancy this a lot. This was after about 8 or 9 rounds, and sure enough, it was. One round you give to Hrgovic. I think after 10 rounds I had it. I gave Hrgovic the 9th and the 10th, which made it 6-4. So I thought, okay, maybe Hrgovic is going to win a 115, 113. But then he just managed to find the punch in the final round that stopped the guy. And but he was looking really knackered in those later rounds, really knackered, and he wasn't doing anything half the time. He was landing the sharper punches, the better school punches. No argument there. But like I said, I think Demsey McKEAN's stock has risen because he got stopped, okay, on his feet, fair enough. But Hrgovic, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. I always thought he might be overrated when everyone was bigging him up, and then I looked back and I thought, okay, he's got some ability, but there's really no momentum, no great momentum, and this is 2 poor performances in a row, isn't it? I mean, Zhilei Zhang, a lot of people thought Zhang won that, and of course this fight, very, very unimpressive. No, I'm not impressed with Hrgovic at all. To me now, he's got to show me something. He's got to prove himself again, because this was a poor performance. But he's 31. He's not old for a heavyweight. He's got the talent. He's a big, strong lump, and he is physically strong in the clinches. Like I said, he was mauling McKEAN. He really was. McKEAN can go away. He's got some skills. Decent southpaw. He could get to fringe world level probably. Could certainly, I'd say he's good European level. He's Australian, of course. Yeah. So, but yeah, and it was a boring fight as well. It was a dull fight. I think did I pick Hrgovic to stop him in 5 and for him to win every round? How wrong was I? But you can have the talent, you can have the tools, but if you don't use them, what's the point? Do you know what I mean? Anyway, leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the subscribe button, and then give the old like button a jab as well. Build up Joe Stunner Boxing. Spread the word, ladies and gentlemen. Please do. And yeah, I'm looking forward to reading your comments as always, and bye for now.